This car was never designed for traffic. No license plate. No passenger seat. And technically, you're not even supposed to drive it. Yet today, it's one of the most talked about cars in the world. This machine broke every rule of what a car should be, and somehow changed how brands think about design, performance, and exclusivity forever. Most people don't even know why it exists, let alone what makes it so controversial. So how did a car built for almost no one become a legend? And why does its story still matter today? Stay with me, because this isn't just a car story, it's a warning.
To understand this car, you need to understand why it was never meant for normal roads. Back in the early 2010s, the automotive world was shifting. Performance cars were becoming safer, more comfortable, more regulated. Speed was no longer enough, brands needed emotion, identity, and shock value. That's when Lamborghini decided to do something extreme. Instead of building a car for customers, they built a car for themselves. A one-off machine. No production plans. No sales target. No compromises. The result was the Lamborghini Egoista, a concept car created to celebrate Lamborghini's anniversary and to showcase what happens when engineers and designers are told one thing: forget the rules. The Egoista wasn't designed for families, daily driving, or even practicality. It was designed to represent pure ego, raw power, aggression, and individuality. And from the moment it was revealed, people were confused, shocked, and obsessed. Because this didn't look like a car. It looked like a fighter jet. The first thing you notice about this car is its shape, and it's impossible to ignore. The Lamborghini Egoista looks like it belongs on an aircraft carrier, not a city street. Sharp angles. Military-inspired panels. Matte finishes. Every surface looks aggressive, intentional, and intimidating. There's no traditional door. To get inside, the driver opens the top canopy, just like a jet fighter, and climbs down into a single-seat cockpit. No passenger. No space to share the experience. This car is about one person. Inside, it gets even more extreme. The steering wheel feels more like aircraft controls. The dashboard is minimal, functional, and unapologetically raw. Everything is designed around the driver: visibility, focus, control. And that's not accidental. The name Egoista literally means selfish. Lamborghini wanted to make a statement: this car doesn't care about comfort, convenience, or public opinion. It exists to serve the driver's ego, and nothing else. Underneath all that wild design sits a powerful V10 engine, borrowed from Lamborghini's performance lineup. This wasn't just a sculpture. It was a fully functioning machine. But here's the twist. Even though it can move, it was never officially approved for public roads. No mirrors. No emissions compliance. No safety standards. Which raises a serious question. If you can't legally drive it, and you can't buy it, then why does this car matter at all? This is where the Egoista stops being a strange concept and starts becoming important. Because after the Egoista, something changed. Car brands realized that emotion sells more than numbers. You didn't need to sell a car to make it influential. You just needed to make people feel something. The Egoista proved that shock, exclusivity, and storytelling could dominate headlines worldwide, without a single dealership involved. And Lamborghini wasn't alone. After this, we started seeing more extreme one-off builds, limited-run hypercars, and design-first machines across the industry. Cars that weren't practical, but were unforgettable. The Egoista didn't influence speed records. It influenced attention. And in today's world, attention is power. This car became a symbol of what happens when creativity is allowed to run free, without marketing restrictions, regulations, or customer demands. But there's also a darker side to this. When cars become art pieces instead of tools. When exclusivity matters more than accessibility. Who are cars really for anymore? That's the uncomfortable question the Egoista leaves behind. So where does this car really land? The Lamborghini Egoista is not the most expensive car ever made. It's not the fastest. And it's not the most practical, by far. But it might be one of the most honest. It doesn't pretend to care about usability. It doesn't pretend to be relatable. It exists purely to express Lamborghini's DNA, aggression, individuality, and rebellion. And that's exactly why it matters. The Egoista reminds us that cars don't always need to make sense to be meaningful. Sometimes, they exist to push boundaries, start conversations, and challenge what we think a car should be. In a world moving toward safer, quieter, more digital vehicles, the Egoista stands as a reminder of raw emotion and unapologetic design. It asks one final question. Do we want cars that fit perfectly into our lives? Or cars that challenge us to dream bigger? Now I want to hear from you. Would you want to own a car like this even if you could never drive it? Or do cars need to be practical to be valuable? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more cinematic car content, and I'll see you in the next one.